everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Foxy and this is Foxy Books and Planning. Happy New Year, and New Year's means New Year's resolutions, goals, plans, all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a couple of videos coming out. This is kind of the big overview of my goals for the year with things that involve my channel. I am planning to do another video specifically about some specific reading things that I'm going to try and do this year. But, and there may also be a separate diamond painting or planner video. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do those, but I know for certain I'm definitely going to be doing a more in-depth book video for you all that should be out in the next week or so. So with that, let's just jump into the review of last year's goals. So as many of you know, 2020 was not the best year for achieving things. I should have been able to achieve all of this considering that I was indoors 90% of the year, especially with all the time at home. However, these goals kind of went out the window since I've been working from home. And let's see if I can redo these to make 2021 a little better. But first, we're going to go through each one and say whether or not I did achieve them. I have my handy dandy pen so I can mark what I did and did not achieve. And so to start with, for the channel, my goal was to have 20 subscribers. I started the year with 10 and my goal was to get to 20. So double my viewership, and I actually did achieve that. As of filming, I have 26 subscribers. In terms of one video a week, I know I absolutely failed on this because I think, and I have my computer open in front of me, so I'm going to quickly go through and just see if I can count how many videos I did this year. So I'm going to speed this up for y'all so you don't have to listen to me count. So I actually managed 45 videos for the year. The majority of those were posted in April. I had a lot of free time in April, and I had a lot of ideas that have been brewing that I was finally able to get done. So ideally it should have been 52 videos per year, so I was 7 videos short. I really should have done better. I had a bunch of stuff filmed, especially in the second half of the year, that either never got edited or got left because I really didn't like the way it came out. I also ran into issues in October and November where the computer that I was using to edit my videos stopped working, essentially. Essentially, I could not get through editing a video in less than 3 hours, probably more. And it took 4 or 5 hours for every video to export. And it started losing connectivity to the internet. So I stopped editing because it was painful to edit. And I did film stuff, but I did not feel like dealing with editing. And I did not get the current computer that we have now that I've been using to edit until after Thanksgiving. So any video that I kind of filmed in the October, November, other than the reading wrap up, and I think other than the reading wrap ups, I basically left on the cutting room floor. And I'm just double checking. So if you hear scrolling, that's my mouse. Yeah, so basically, other than reading wrap-ups and the one Finish That Painting update, I really didn't film anything else the second half of the year. And if I had kept up with my sticker hauls, I was on a no-buy for the last quarter of the year. And if I had kept up with my Finish That Painting, I would have 5 more videos. So I would have been even closer to my 52-1 goal. I absolutely failed at experimentation. I'm working on it. I have some plans. We'll see how those go. A lot of it comes down to me wanting to edit and having the mental bandwidth to edit. And I'm hoping I will be able to kick myself a little bit more. I'm going to do at least a new planner video because I've decided to see about altering the way I plan for 2021 to see if I can give myself a little extra motivation to get more editing and filming done. In terms of books, let's see, I read 82 books this year. I was very proud of myself. So I smashed my reading goal. 5 contemporary fictions. Let's see. So according to my spreadsheet that I use, I read 0 contemporary this year, so I absolutely failed on that. It really doesn't surprise me. Contemporary is not... And by contemporary fiction, I mean something that's not an obvious genre piece. And those aren't things that I'm necessarily drawn to. I really do prefer my genre fiction, especially my mysteries and my science fiction and my fantasy. So that was why I had given myself this goal. I'm definitely not going to do this next year. I have a completely different goal for next year that I will talk about in the specific reading plans video. In terms of 5 books off my TBR, let's see. If I filter, so 1, 2. According to my spreadsheet, I finished 7 books off of my TBR. Some of these are cheats because I put them on my TBR list after I had finished, or as I was reading them, so don't really count. But just to recap, things that were on my TBR list on that were The Guest List by Lucy Foley, Sword of Destiny, which is Witcher Book 2, Children of Blood and Bone by Adeyemi. I forget what her first name is. I think it's Tony Adeyemi. I will throw myself up a nice little correction. Thrawn Book 1 by Timothy Zahn, Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chosky, A Spell for Chameleon by Piers Anthony, Damsel, terrible book. I will try and link wherever I went on a rant about how terrible it was. And that was it. So 7 books, so I did pretty good on that. And then my last bit was that I wanted my audiobook to physical book ratio to be 60-40. And I actually killed this goal because my actual percentage was 51-49. So I am super proud of that. A lot of that was helped by my introduction to NetGalley, which I will have another video coming about NetGalley 6 months later, and my plans, and I'll talk a little bit about how I plan to use NetGalley for the coming year, but I mostly got ebooks from them, so that's part of what helped me so much with this. And I will talk more about my complete stats for reading in a completely different video. Diamond painting. Now this is one that I just completely failed. I didn't finish a single painting this year. I didn't even really make a whole lot of good progress. Basically after April, I just really stopped diamond painting. It wasn't necessarily for wanting to diamond paint. I do want to diamond paint. It is a really enjoyable hobby, but I just found that I was trying to do so many other things at home. I was trying to make sure the house was constantly clean. I was trying to do better at budgeting and meal prep and all of these other things that diamond painting just kind of fell by the wayside. Only worked on existing projects, which I equated to a no-buy. That failed. I did do a large order from AliExpress, and I believe it was April or May. I did post some of the unboxings here on my channel. I will throw links to those down in the description box if you'd like to check those out. I might throw up the most popular one in a card. but I bought 5 or 6 paintings. I haven't started any of them. I do have a plan to do a video on one of them, but I will get to that probably, don't quote me, February or March probably is when I'm gonna think about doing that planned video. I also need to keep track of all my video plans. I used to have, my own computer had full office, and so I would type my scripts, or some scripts. A lot of times I just talk out of my butt. But when I did have videos that needed scripts, I would script them out. I would have my ideas listed and kind of cross them out as I go. I need to recreate that somewhere so I have my list of videos and so I can kind of plan them out by month. But that comes back to the planner section. This was another section I completely failed at. My first goal was to do 50-50 between kits and Franken planning. I failed that because I did not use my home planner the majority of the year. There's no point in doing my planner if there's nothing going on for me to, put down in my planner. The other thing was I changed jobs, so I started using a daily calendar or a daily planner for work. And so I would have the daily planner for work and a weekly planner for home, and it became too much. I really just need one planner. So I will talk more about how I plan to use the daily planner in another video. The other thing I had was to use my note pages more because I'm notorious for not using them. And I did not use them at all. I think I used 1 or 2 of the pages at the start of the year. I know I did a video about how I was using one of my note pages. But overall, didn't turn out so well. So as you can see, I pretty much killed books and failed everything else. So the question becomes what to do for 2021. All right, and so I'm going to switch up the order I did my paint pens. I've got my copper and my gold. So I started with copper last year, so I'll start with gold this year. So for the channel, couple of goals. This should be relatively easy. So I'd like to get up to 30 subscribers this year. I think if I can get back to having more reliable posting, this should be a fairly easy goal. I know let's see, 2020. I did get up as high as 27 subscribers this year, but I did have some people unsubscribe, which is totally fine. I totally get it, but I do want to get up to 30. If I can blow that out of the goal, I will come back maybe mid-year and add a stretch, or I guess I could do it here. So stretch goal, if I hit the 30, is going to be 50 subs. Because I think if I can get better with my posting, I'm getting better at editing and I'm getting faster at editing, I can definitely get myself up to 50 subs this year. But I want to set a simpler goal, and if I hit that goal fairly early in the year, I will go for my stretch goal. So the other thing is, again, 1 video per week or 52 videos over the course of the year. There are definite points in my YouTube creative process where I do a whole lot of videos at once, so I have enough content to kind of come out with 2 videos a week for a while, and then there are times where I just don't want to do anything, so I need to work on better spreading out my content as I create it, and as long as I hit the cumulative of 52 videos a year, I think I'm going to be happy, because I haven't hit that yet, and that's been a goal every year so far. 3, instead of having an experiment with content, I'm just going to have keep up with my series. And I'm going to add 1 of start 1 new video series. And by video series, I mean I need to get at least 5 videos for me to really consider it a series. So with the ongoing series, I have the sticker spotlight, which I should have sticker spotlight for this year or for this month. I did order some stuff after Christmas. And then reading wrap-ups and the Finish That Painting. So those are 3. I'd like to add 1 more so I can essentially have 1 a week. So I'm always filming at least 1 video a week. Make it easier to hit that 52 videos a year, trust me. I also have some ideas of some not necessarily related to my content, but things that I would like to do this year that I want to document on YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. Next is books. And like I said, I'm going to go into much more detail on the book plans in another video. But I know my reading goal for this year, since I hit 80 and actually exceeded it, my goal this year is going to be 85 books. We'll see how I do. I seem to have this pattern of I'll hit a reading goal, I'll exceed it. So I set my next reading goal as 5 books more than whatever the previous reading goal is. And then whenever I do that upping, I don't hit the goal. And then the next year I keep the goal the same and I hit it that year. So we'll see how this goes. 2, I want to read primarily from my existing TBR. TBR shelf in my house, and my Audible backlog. I do have a lot of books in my personal collection that I have not read, so I am going to try and get through as many of those as possible. And I think instead of this, let's see, instead of having 5 contemporary books, I do have a separate plan, but I also wanted to add something else. I did read 12 nonfiction, so that's not a really good one. I think I'm just going to leave those 2, and then I want, if I can make it, to have my audiobook to book ratio be 50-50 this year. This is going to be hard, because basically NetGalley saved me this year for the 51.49, but I really want it to be 50-50 this year, or as close to 50-50 as I can possibly get it. So for diamond painting, I'm going to have some very simple goals. One, I'd like to finish 1 small and 1 medium painting this year. I know that my giant ones are going to take me forever, so I just want to finish a small and a medium. I do talk about what I consider small, medium, and large paintings in my introduction to my Finish That Painting series, so I will throw that in a card if in case you were interested to see what my definitions are. And 2, I absolutely cannot buy any more paintings. I have half a closet full. I need to finish some paintings, and I really shouldn't need to buy any this year. There's nothing really exciting for me out there. We'll see what happens with this. There is 1 painting from Diamond Art Club that I kind of vacillate on getting. I really, really love the picture. I just don't want to pay the Diamond Art Club price, and I have a whole rant about why I don't particularly care for Diamond Art Club. So that is that. So I try and avoid buying from them. And yeah, I can get stuff from AliExpress, but I just kind of want to work on what I've got for the foreseeable future. And then my last section is my planner. So these are going to be silly or simple. Maintain planner throughout the year. So actually use all of the inserts that I have for my daily planner. No blanks or anything. And then 2, I want to work through, or actually, that's not quite right. What do I want? Work on better usage. Of notes pages. And then 3, I would really like to decrease the amount of stickers in my collection. Whether I use them or I declutter them or what, I would really like to decrease the amount of stickers I have. It'll probably also mean I buy a lot less. I do plan to go back to doing the sticker spotlights because I do really enjoy those. I have a plan for another kind of piggyback series that goes off of that so I can keep content if I decide not to buy any stickers that month. And I always think it's kind of interesting to see how you end up using the stickers that you did purchase and what you think of them after the fact. So these are my 2021 goals. They are kind of similar to 2020. Maybe a little less ambitious in some respects from last year. There are definitely some super ambitious goals on here. But I will see. I will make a note to myself to do a follow-up to check in on these goals midway through the year so you guys can see my progress. And with that, I do hope you enjoyed this look at what I'm planning to do in general for 2021. If you have any comments, if you think I should change any of these goals, if any of them are too crazy or too easy, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to hear other insights into if these things are too straightforward or not, or completely impossible to do. I would love to hear from you. Please do remember to like and subscribe, and I will talk at y'all in another video. Bye!